Losing in life absolutely sucks, but sometimes it's exactly what you need. And not just because it's character developing and because there's lessons to be learned in losing, which is true, but sometimes losing actually opens up the exact doors that you've been looking for. Let me explain. January 1st, my wife and I were overjoyed with the news that we're having another baby. Our family's expanding, my son's gonna be a big brother, we're super excited. And if you've ever had a child, you know, like, the news that you're having a child, whether it's your first one or for me, second one, and I've heard it happens every single time, that news just, it motivates you, man. It gets you, you're excited, you're ready. And so I was motivated. January 2nd, the very next day, I wake up ready to get to work, hit it hard, and I show up to work only to find out that I no longer have a job. And in that moment, the weight of everything just hit me. I've got a family that's depending on me to provide for them. It's about to be growing, and I just lost our main source of income. But as soon as that happened, I knew I had to get to work. So I didn't even go home. I didn't tell my wife what was going on. I just instantly started making phone calls, going out, networking, trying to meet people, just trying to get some work. But this time with a different mindset. See, this time I knew that whatever I end up doing is going to be temporary, because I'm going to start really working on a side hustle that I can take full time eventually. Because honestly, getting fired from my job, it lit a fire under me. It kind of pissed me off a little bit, and it just motivated me to say that I'm never going to put myself in that position again. I'm never going to give one man the power to just sweep the rug out from underneath me. I'm tired of having to ask, hey, am I good to take my lunch break? Am I good to go home for the day? Like, I'm tired of that. I want to work for myself. I want to be the one calling the shots. I want to be the one, obviously still following God, but I want to be the one kind of in control of the wheel for a little bit. So I started taking these baby steps, working towards my own media company. I was taking pictures, making videos, doing some stuff on the side, just trying to get really good with my camera and figure out how I could take that full time. I also knew that coming up in February was a kickboxing competition. So I took my time in the gym super seriously. I was hitting it hard, and I wanted to really show up and perform well, because at these competitions, you never know who's going to be there. I've met 2 current UFC fighters at some of these things. So I knew, like, if I show up, if I do well, I put on a dominant performance, who knows who might see that? Who knows what kind of opportunities that might provide? My coaches might say I'm ready for my first official amateur fight. So I showed up ready to rock and roll. And pretty much, as soon as this fight started, we got into the clinch. In the very first round, he threw a knee that fractured my lower rib in 2 places. And that honestly, that set the pace for the fight. I still made him work for it. I put up a good fight. I landed some good blows, but ultimately he got the decision victory. And I knew going home that not only did I walk away with a loss, but I'm walking away with an injury, which means I'm going to be out for minimum 6 weeks. And so that really bummed me out. I remember just thinking, like, man, I just can't catch a break right now. Things are just, it's one thing after the next. Things aren't going well for me right now. And obviously, I just got this amazing news a month ago that my family's growing, and that's great. But what am I going to do if I can't provide for them? Like, I was doing heavy-duty construction work. Now I've got a broken rib, so, like, that's going to suck. And so I knew something had to change. Now, this is where things actually start to get a little interesting. Since I wasn't able to train because of my injury, I started making videos for some of the guys in my gym. And one of the videos that I made, I didn't even post it on my personal account. I made it for a friend of mine named Adrian. Great fighter. Go check him out. So I made him this video. He posted it on his socials, and it didn't quite go viral, but it did get some shares and it did get some attention. And these 2 guys who run a podcast together, they interview amateur fighters all across the U.S., and they actually have invited me to come onto their show to talk about video making, editing, and that kind of thing. We don't have a date set for that yet, but it's still in the works, and so that might be a really cool opportunity. And then it gets even better than that, because one of the things that I knew I wanted to offer when I was able to start doing full-time media was drone services. And if you don't know about drone, if you want to do any paid drone work at all, you have to be licensed and your drone has to be registered. So I took a course to learn how to get my license, got my drone registered. I went out, took the test, and I passed. And I kid you not, the day after I got my drone license, I get a phone call out of the blue, and it's my brother, and he's telling me that he knows somebody who has his own media company, and basically he has too much work for himself to handle. And so he's looking for a contractor who might be willing to take some of that work off of his hands. And anyways, I got on a call with this guy, and we had a really great long conversation. And basically he said that, like, dude, you're exactly what I'm looking for. And I said, dude, you're exactly what I'm looking for. Like, this is great because I'm trying to get my own thing started. You've got a lot of work that you're willing to give to me. And so we came up with this amazing deal. And now I have the opportunity to go full time into content creation. And it's all because I started taking these steps way back in January when I lost my job and was fired up and knew something needed to change. I started taking these steps. Because I got injured, I was able to make that video for my friend Adrian, which gained some traction and helped get my name out there a little bit. And so literally these losses that I took at the beginning of the year that, I was beat down about, but they literally provided the exact opportunity that I've been needing, that I've been praying for. And yeah, man, sometimes losing is exactly what you need. I saw this quote the other day that really stuck with me. It said, if you pray to God to win a marathon, prepare for him to give you shoes, not a medal. Meaning, if you're praying for this great opportunity or this outcome, God's going to give you what you need to accomplish it, but you still have to be willing to put in the work. And I don't know if you guys believe in God. I most certainly do. He's done a lot in my life, and I really encourage you guys, if you're curious about it, or even if you're not, reach out to me with any questions you have, and let's talk, because God is very real. He saved me. He can do the same for you. But I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for these opportunities that he's given me. I've been praying for this. And at the beginning of the year, when I lost my job and when I got this injury and I was down about it, I was hurt. I was discouraged. But I knew God was going to make a way. And I didn't know how he was going to do it. I didn't know when he was going to do it. And honestly, this has come about a lot more sudden and quickly than I expected. But I'm more than grateful, because this is exactly what I've been praying for. And now I have this opportunity to not only provide for and feed my family, but I get to do it doing something that I absolutely enjoy. I love it. So if you're at a spot right now where things just don't seem to be going your way, hold on. Keep praying, trust God. I promise you, he's got a plan. Maybe this loss is exactly what you've been needing. And if you haven't faced any losses lately, good for you. I'm happy for you, genuinely. Just know, sometimes life gets crazy, man. It really does. So if things start getting off track, just hold on. Trust the Lord, trust the process. It's all going to be okay. I share all of this not to brag on me, to brag on God maybe for sure, but to encourage you that wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, just start working, start taking those steps to follow your dreams, to do what you want to do. And if you're praying for it and if it's in the Lord's will, he's going to bless that. So put in the work, everything's going to work out. What this new job opportunity also means is that I've got a lot more energy and a little more free time throughout the day to actually start creating content. And that's one thing that I really want to start taking more seriously. So be prepared. I'm going to start uploading more on YouTube, and I'm just going to be trying a whole bunch of different things, seeing what works for me, kind of finding my niche, I guess you could say. So just be prepared. I'm going to be throwing stuff out there and seeing what sticks. But man, I'm just excited. This is what I've been praying for. As I said, I'm suited up because I'm about to go take a trip to Colorado. I'm going to be doing a little product review while we're out there. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be coming out here hopefully soon. Yeah. Buckle up. This is just the beginning. I can't wait to see where this goes. But if you made it this far, I appreciate you. I hope this video encouraged you. If it did, drop a like, share the video. I'd greatly appreciate it. Let me know down in the comments what you want to see, since I'm starting to actually roll out some videos now. Let me know what you want to see, and I'll do my best to try to make it happen. I appreciate you. If you made it this far, thank you. Love you. Bye.